Kalau sehari-hari, kalau ada waktu pagi, nyari sekali, cuci perabot, gitu misalnya. Terus kalau untuk minum saya sekali, satu ember. Nah, kalau nyuci dibawa cuciannya ke pancoran. Ya, setiap hari dah kayak gitu. Kalau memang banyak waktu saya, terus ya sebanyak-banyaknya ada ngambil kan banyak penampungan di rumah, ada ember, bak, gitu. Ada.
Für Millionen Einwohner in Bali, 14 Millionen Touristen, die ja jedes Jahr herkommen. Und jedes Hotel hat seinen eigenen Brunnen und alle saugen eigentlich mit einem Strohhalm am Grundwasser. Und das Ziel von Bali ist, noch mehr Touristen hierher zu holen, also von 14 Millionen auf 20 Millionen zu gehen. Bei dem gleichen Konsum, dann wird es schwer. Weil die Leidtragenden werden sehr wahrscheinlich nicht die Touristen sein, sondern die Menschen, die jetzt schon begrenzten Zugang zu Wasser haben.
EcoMantra is an environmental consulting company that focuses in the tourism industry. We focus on efficiency and we help our clients reduce their environmental footprint through finding financially feasible solutions to increase efficiency and decrease consumption of energy, water, and decrease the amount of waste sent to landfill.
The target is to keep as much water as possible on the property and to have it infiltrate right here. So to not lose it to the rivers and then not to lose it to the ocean. So because there's a shortage of sweet water, we need to keep that within our system. We need to keep it on the island. We need to retain it, push it into the ground, and use it here where we need it the most.
And right here, what you can see is that there's a lot of water coming down from the slide to push the people that are coming down in the tubes down the slide with a lot of velocity. And obviously that means that a lot of water has to come in to this pool here, and as that water fills it up continuously, it goes into these drain pipes here. And this drains into a catchment, and so what we are doing is we're directing that overflow into another nearby system, which you can see over there. We're going to have to do some demolition, but it's going to save quite a bit of water every month.
And that's one of the examples you implemented here.
Correct. So that's going to save about 270,000 liters every month.
Wow.
Both passionate about the environment. We grew up in Bali, we love Bali, we've always wanted to come back. All we knew is we wanted to do something good with the environment, and it became very evident that the three biggest issues revolved around energy, water, and waste, at least on the environmental side, and on the side that we could actively tackle. So we came up with this Eco Toolkit, which is a set of solutions for hotels, resorts, players in the tourism industry to tackle those challenges.
We were running around studying properties and talking to people and continue to looking at the problem.
and we had this moment where we're like, oh, this makes complete sense. So we're saving the money, and then they're paying us for the savings.
What do you think that situation here in Bali is comparable to other destinations in the world?
Well, certainly. I mean, if we start looking at tourism destinations in Asia or all over the world even, I mean, we can talk about Florida, we can talk about California, we can talk about Thailand, Bangkok. All of these cities and destinations where tourism goes, they have a lot of people consuming a finite resource. And the biggest problem is that there's not enough water to feed all these people. And so what we see in these big cities is there's water shortages, there's land subsidence and saltwater intrusion. That's what we have in many coastal cities. In Bali, all of our tourist destination coastal towns are suffering serious saltwater intrusion.
We believe this water has power. Water is able to bring the power of the God to ourselves. Water is life. Blessing and purification has a meaning to clean your mind, your body, and your soul. For sure, for our life, water is very important.
Yeah, it is.
In the implementation of the culture and tradition, water we use to every single ceremony or offering. So even in our life, life will be began by water and ending by water. So another thing, water is very important for us because Bali originally is an agriculture place.
Mm-hmm.
Since a long time ago, like agriculture very developed in Bali. So we need to manage the water.
Mm-hmm.
So we do not use water too much.
Yeah.
We only use water as what we need.
Yeah.
But water have to be fair to everyone.
Yeah.
Wasser ist vielleicht das fundamentalste Element zum Leben selber. Das heißt, wenn man es umdreht, Leben ohne Wasser funktioniert nicht. Geht einfach nicht. Und ich glaube, der Gedanke ist eigentlich ganz schön, weil manchmal hören wir auf, Dinge zu schätzen, die unser Fundament darstellen und auf denen wir eigentlich unser Leben aufbauen.
I remember my grandma was coming from the mountain to get the water from the valley to bring it up, and that's a very hard job. And when I went to New Zealand in 1969, everything was just so like heaven. You turn the tap, you got hot water, another tap, cold water, it's just beautiful. And everything was kind of arranged so good. So I thought, well, why couldn't I improve the situation over here? So I do that. And I think I succeeded. Ya, dipikul dulu. Siapa yang kuat pegang ini? Okay. Nah, pikul ini dikit ya. That's good, that's very good. Ya. Terus. Ya. Oke, ntar lagi. Aku bawa dia ya. Ya. Babangnya maklum ke mana? Oke bang, bes keras lah nona. Hai. Itu bagus tu kan? Bojak-jak dia. Udah tebak lurus dia.
3 pipes from here going there?
3 pipes.
3 pipes.
1, 2, 3, and 3 pumps.
3 pumps.
3 pumps going to be delivering water up to the hill way up over there.
Okay. How many meters can you go up?
Oh, this is going to go about 600 meters.
600?
Yes.
Wow, that's incredible.
Yeah, yeah, that's how fast the village is from here, 600 meters.
Wow, okay. And normally they have to go here in order to get water?
yeah.
600 meters? Yeah.
Later on, the people will flood over here to get water. You can see people.
And it's really slippery, I can tell.
Yeah.
Die bestehende Situation ist, es gibt eine saubere Wasserquelle hier. Und im Moment ist es so, dass alle quasi einen relativ langen Weg laufen müssen, Container auffüllen und dann sehr mühsam dieses Wasser quasi wieder zu Fuß nach Hause tragen müssen. Und das ist natürlich aufwendig und macht nicht besonders viel Spaß und vor allen Dingen geht wahnsinnig viel Zeit drauf. Vor allen Dingen für die Frauen, die das in dieser Gesellschaft hier machen. Und wenn ich an Ross denke, dann spürt man sofort diese Leidenschaft für die Idee. Also wirklich Wasser zu den Menschen zu bringen, den Zugang zu Wasser zu vereinfachen. Und es ist toll zu sehen, wie er das macht, mit welcher Motivation er das macht. Und wie viele Leute auf einmal zusammenkommen und alle mithelfen hier, wenn es darum geht, irgendwo die Pumpe zu installieren. Das ist toll, das ganze Dorf kommt zusammen, alle helfen mit. Das ist großartig. What is the production capacity of this well?
Ini adalah sumber Gumase yang terletak di Desa Mambal. Dengan sumber ini kita memproduksi air minum dalam kemasan aqua dengan kapasitas maksimal yang kita bisa produksi sampai 500 juta liter per tahun.
Where is this water coming from? That water source?
Ini adalah dari recharge area yang kita jelaskan tadi itu kira-kira dari daerah Pelage namanya atau dari Bedugul. Ya pelanggan kita dari segala umur karena ini air minum yang sehat. Jadi mulai anak-anak sampai orang dewasa tentunya dan dari segala siapa saja orang yang berkunjung ke Bali bisa mengkonsumsi aqua.
How do you think the market of selling water is going to develop in Indonesia?
Kalau melihat trennya meningkat karena selain kita memang rata-rata kita juga berkembang dan juga semakin hari semakin banyak kompetitor yang memproduksi air. Itu artinya market memang masih ada gitu.
So is water a good business to be in?
Ya sampai sekarang yang penting kita melakukannya sesuai dengan peraturan pemerintah. Artinya apa yang sudah ditetapkan pemerintah kita ikuti dan itu saya rasa itu bisnis yang baik.
Privatisierung von Wasser ist sicherlich fraglich. Also wenn die Alternative sicheres Leitungswasser nicht gegeben ist, sondern es alternativlos wird, dieses teure Wasser zu kaufen, was dann wahrscheinlich noch direkt da gefördert wird, wo ich wohne. Und durch die Förderung wird mein persönlicher Zugang zu Wasser so limitiert, dass es mir gar nichts anderes übrig bleibt, als dann dieses teure Produkt Wasser, das abgefüllte Flaschenwasser, zu kaufen.
It's a basic human right to have access to water. And what we're seeing with privatization of water resources is that we're losing that access to this basic human right, and it's creating additional issues, additional stresses on the environment and on society. We see the effects of this system taking place.
It's just how the system is designed today that it's kind of optimizing for return on invest and not caring about sustainability and other things, right? How could we actually expect it to change without having the system to be changed?
I think like a reason we've followed our path is working with properties, and like we said before, we can design systems into the properties so that they create a surplus, and that surplus can be shared with the community. So let's not just look at creating surpluses in the form of money, let's look at creating surpluses in the form of water. And maybe you can also add on a local scale, there needs to be more democracy, which kind of closes the loop in saying that we have a beautiful model in Bali where we have the traditional subak, where we have a traditional democracy.
The subak is the water irrigation system that we have in Bali that distributes water for the rice fields. It's organized in a very democratic way that's connected through culture and religion into the villages. It was created about 1,000 years ago, and it is really the reason why Bali has prospered and is what it is today. In a way, there needs to be a merging of the principles of socialism and principles of democracy to maintain resources as something for the people, belonging to the people, and the wealth created from those resources to be used for the people.
Yeah? Can you see the water there? That's like that for months and months now. The time I go to Eastern Africa, all countries in the South Pacific, and I go to all Asian countries like Thailand, Philippines, China. I think it's altogether about 54 countries that I have touched. Yeah. If we do all our little part, containing water, learn to manage water in a proper way, learn to protect the polluted rivers, or learn how to recycle water, probably any energy that we have, any idea that we have in order to conserve what we have, that will be a worthwhile project. This is the hydraulic ram pump. There's two important parts which is making this pump working. One is the check valve, which is here. It can move up and down. And this check valve here, the function of it is to create the water hammer. Mm-hmm. So once you flood the water into the pump, yep, and then the water will drag this valve to shut like this, which is creating what we call the water hammer, mm-hmm, and the high pressure. Mm-hmm. And high pressure then bringing the water into this one-way valve, and then the water rushes into this air chamber. When the air is compressed by the water, and then the air is pushing it back, mm-hmm, but this valve here will not allow it to go back. So the only way for the water to go is through this outlet and go right up to the top.
Unglaublich einfaches Prinzip. Muss ich sagen, für mich selber ist es faszinierend, wie einfach es ist. Und es zu sehen, also Ross hat es auch mit dem Herzen verglichen und es ist so ein bisschen, es funktioniert genauso. Also es schlägt wie ein Herz, also so ziemlich genau in der gleichen Frequenz sogar. Und eigentlich ist diese Analogie, finde ich, passt total schön. Dass es eben wie ein Herzschlag der Motor meines Körpers ist und die Energie irgendwo hinbringt, ist diese Pumpe natürlich auch ein Herzschlag, das das Wasser, das Lebenselixier zu allen Menschen bringt. Also ganz toll, ganz faszinierend. Und was man mit so einfacher Technik machen kann, eben auch ganz toll. So. Und was ich vor allen Dingen schön ist, es verbraucht keinen Strom, es ist einfache Technik, deswegen ist es günstig. Und es sind auch ganz einfache Teile. Das heißt, wenn was kaputt gehen würde, können die Dorfbewohner das selber reparieren. Und das ist eigentlich so ein, wo man so denkt, so, ja Mensch, warum benutzt man das eigentlich nicht überall? Und es gibt es seit 200 Jahren, nur das Wissen ist nicht verbreitet darüber.
We're in Ubud. Ubud's in Ubud in Bali, and this is a co-working space. It's it's Bali's first co-working space, also the biggest co-working space, and probably one of the most well-known co-working spaces in the world.
Cool, so you guys started here as well?
We actually basically went through our breakout stage here.
All right.
Before we had an office and we only had an idea, this was one of the places where we'd meet to work.
Right here. Right here, this table.
What do you guys think? Is it hard to start a startup here in Indonesia?
Very.
Yeah?
The legal framework for startups here doesn't really exist. It's very difficult to get through the legal requirements to set up a company in Indonesia. As a foreigner, the only way to do it is as a big FDI company, a big foreign direct investment company, and you require a large startup capital, and you got to show that to the government.
And we've gone through the legal notions of setting up a limited and having an accounting system and doing all the administration, doing everything by Indonesian law.
Yeah.
And for us, being a startup company here that already have gone through the first steps, it's a great go-to place where we can meet again with people and also find new inspiring ideas and also talent that can help us, get to the next stages. Everything is water. The world is water. Our food system is water. There is no life without water. So it matters to all of us. I think our overall ignorance is the core of the problem. Raising awareness and starting to work towards solutions and start investing our time to take care of water as a resource is where the solution is. We're not going to solve the world's water problem, but we've chosen our battle here in Bali. We know what the problem is, and we're working on it, every day.
Ich mag die Jungs. Ich finde es cool, aus Wasseroptimierung ein Business zu machen. Und sie bringen eine Denkweise zu dem Kunden. Und ich glaube, man pflanzt dadurch so ein Seed, ein Saatkorn, wo man sagt, so ja, das ist wirklich sinnvoll, über Wasserverbrauch nachzudenken. Insofern sehe ich die Mantra-Jungs auch als Ambassadors für weniger Wasserverbrauch. Und das ist cool. Wenn Wasser fehlt, steht alles andere still. Die Bedeutung wird halt sofort klar, wenn dieses alltägliche Konsumgut Wasser nicht verfügbar ist und wenn ich mich anstrengen muss, es zu bekommen, jeden Tag wieder. Oder wenn es nicht sicher ist, nicht sauber. Und welche Implikationen das hat, das erschrickt mich, wenn ich darüber nachdenke. Ich glaube, wir werden uns gar nicht mehr leisten können, so ineffektiv mit einem so kostbaren Lebensmittel wie Wasser umgehen zu können. Und das ist auch gut. Aber manchmal muss es halt immer wieder knapp werden und eng werden, bevor wir Menschen irgendwie anfangen, anders über die Dinge nachzudenken.